To the Hill, the showdown brewing over a looming government shutdown right before Christmas. And now Elon Musk with a power play of sorts, now threatening members of Congress himself, saying anyone who votes for this new bipartisan spending bill that would keep the government open, quote, deserves to be voted out in 2 years. Tonight, President-elect Trump now weighing in, and here's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, after a relentless pressure campaign from billionaire Elon Musk, Washington is now barreling towards a possible government shutdown just days before Christmas. Musk calling a shutdown infinitely better than passing a horrible bill, threatening that any lawmaker who supports it deserves to be voted out. The bipartisan deal that would keep the government up and running for 3 months was brokered by Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson.
We got to get this done because here's the key. By doing this, we are clearing the decks and we are setting up for Trump to come in roaring back with the America First agenda.
But this morning, Musk, who President-elect Donald Trump has tapped to lead a new Department on Government Efficiency, posting on X, this spending bill is a crime. The bill would fund the government through mid-March. Among other things, it includes $100 billion in disaster relief and billions more in assistance for farmers. But Musk says it's also bloated with wasteful spending. Republican leaders today caught off guard by Musk's pressure play.
There will be a lot of hard votes in the next couple of years, and it's not always going to be the case that the outside world, the social media audience, is going to be weighing in.
If Congress doesn't pass the bill by Saturday and the government shuts down, millions of federal workers could head into the holidays without paychecks. Some will be furloughed, others asked to work without pay. That includes some members of the military and other critical government workers like TSA agents and air traffic controllers, just as the holiday travel craze begins. Late today, Trump finally weighing in, criticizing the bill without telling Republicans exactly what to do, urging them to get smart and tough. But Democrats tonight are blunt.
House Republicans will now own any harm that is visited upon the American people that results from a government shutdown or worse.
And David, another headline here tonight. The House Ethics Committee has quietly voted to release its report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz, Donald Trump's first pick to be Attorney General. They've been investigating him for sexual misconduct and illicit drug use. Gaetz saying in a statement in part, quote, "In my single days, I often sent funds to women I dated, even some I never dated, but who asked. I never had sexual contact with someone under 18. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. I live a different life now." David.
Mary Bruce live up on the Hill tonight. Mary, thank you.
Welcome, everyone, to the Hurting Humanity channel. We always knew that America was a corporation. Everybody who is awake has talked about how America is run by corporations. Well, just like with the majority of things that these Satanists do in secret that they're now doing out in the open, the government is literally now admitting to you that it is run by corporations because they're talking about government shutdowns and they're talking about demands from a billionaire, Elon Musk. Now, last I checked, Elon Musk was not elected/selected, because your vote doesn't actually count, president of the United States of America. And in fact, it would be illegal by the Constitution for Elon Musk to be president. So why not just latch on to Donald Trump? And then when Donald Trump is put into power, all of a sudden, all we hear about is Elon Musk here, Elon Musk there. Does anybody even remember the vice president's name of this operation? Because I haven't seen him too often or heard his name. They're literally out in the open pretty much showing you that Elon Musk is now the vice president or the president of the United States of America. It almost seems like Trump is now the VP. And on top of that, the last I checked, isn't Trump getting sworn in sometime in 2025? So why are we talking about a government shutdown, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, before they're even in power, which shows you what a joke our fake pseudo government is. And it shows you the thought level of the majority of our society, that they're not even paying attention to the fact that he hasn't even been sworn into office yet. And technically, Joe Biden is the one who could prevent these things from happening with government shutdowns or not. So I wanted to cover this government shutdown talk because how many times over the last 10 years, specifically the last 4, have we heard about government shutdowns? Every couple of months, there's a story about how the government is working till midnight. The government is infighting. The government's going to get shut down. Sometimes they do shut it down for a few days. Sometimes they don't. And once again, we have conveniently another threat of a government shutdown. Now, what is the response of the people? The people continually say, good, that's a good thing. Screw the government, right? Well, that's, of course, what they want you to say. You see, they've been working you strategically through psychosis over the last couple of years to want the government to shut down, to hate all of the people in power, to think that they're all incompetent, and of course, to go out of their way to notify you that they're pissing away your money, giving it to Ukraine, things that they know are going to drive you nuts, giving it to woke organizations, giving it to schools so they can bring in woke curriculum. These are all things they're deliberately telling you. See, they don't have to tell you any of the stuff about where your money actually goes because they never have before. And for the most part, your money actually just goes into the pockets of these thieves and into the corporations. But they've been deliberately telling you those things, and they've been deliberately telling you about these ridiculous bills that nobody reads that get passed. How many times has that narrative been out there? That a bill is in Congress, they let everybody know there's a bill in Congress that's 200 pages, it's Christmas season, nobody's reading it, and they're pushing it through without looking at it, right? Well, that's all part of the design, because they don't have to tell you about any bill, about anything that they're doing or anything that they're reading. But now, because of social media, they know they have you engaged. So they play with you, and they let you know these things because they want to frustrate you, because they want to tell you the solution to all this. And of course, this is all about AI governance. The threat of Congress shutting down, the notion of these bills that no one is reading, no one knows what's in it, getting passed, and then us funding the bill is part of how they're going to transition you into AI governance, right? And Elon Musk doesn't even work his Twitter account. You know, this guy is supposedly a billionaire because he runs all these companies. He tweets literally every 15 minutes, and that's because they know everybody's watching. So what they do is they just continue to work you into the psychosis. He's not even the one putting these tweets out. So, of course, Elon Musk, now, is this even legal? He's not even in the White House yet. He's posting pictures of this gigantic bill on a desk. And he says, ever seen a bigger piece of pork? And literally the bill is thousands of pages. I mean, there's no way that anybody's actually going to read this. But again, remember, they show you these things for a reason. Think about throughout history. When is Congress, when is the president, when have any of these senators ever shown you bills? They've gone out and shown you and told you and tell you what's in it? No, they don't. They don't have to. So why are they doing it? They're doing it because they're trying to convince you that they're incompetent and that we need to switch to artificial intelligence governance. And you would think that this would be illegal for Elon Musk to even be tweeting out the bill, but since nobody's thinking, they're just doing these things without any repercussions, just like that news clip that just aired on ABC that I played earlier. What are they doing? Well, they're literally telling you that Elon Musk is running the government. And the people out there seeing that, if you read the comment section, nobody's even saying, wait a minute, what? Elon Musk is the president? He's making decisions? He's pressuring? Is this allowed? Is this legal? Wait, they're not even in power yet because nobody's thinking. So if you take a look at some of these posts that Elon Musk has made, it is very important to note some of the things that he's discussing out in the open, because you could see psychologically how people get worked, right? Somebody posted, the Republican Party doesn't give Musk power. The people do. And we give him that power when he is obviously right and obviously on our side. And in this case, he is, right? And of course, we're talking about a man who is literally trying to put a Neuralink inside of people's bodies so that their minds can be controlled remotely, which, again, the majority of these people, they hear about how the Neuralink can cure Parkinson's, but they refuse to believe, even though it says, hey, you could think a thought with Neuralink and it can control a computer from across the room. But they refuse to believe that the computer across the room could actually control their thoughts, right? Because Elon Musk has sided with their prophet, their false prophet, Donald Trump. They refuse to believe. But if he told everybody that he was a Democrat, you could bet your bottom dollar that the majority of conservative Christians would be talking about things like the mark of the beast and how this is the mixing of iron and clay. But they're not, because all it took for this psychosis to work was him coming out in the open and just saying, hey, I'm supporting Donald Trump. And then everyone going, then I'm with you. Yes, I'm with you. Now I follow you on Twitter. And then they don't realize they're getting conditioned into the World Economic Forum's artificial governance because they're not paying attention because they listen to the alt-right media, which is gatekeeping for him. So somebody says the Republican Party doesn't give Musk power, but the people do. And then he says, absolutely. All I can do is bring things to the attention of the people so they may voice their support if they so choose, right? So a man of the people all of a sudden, right? Then, of course, in addition to tweeting some of these things out, he retweets Jim Jordan. How strategic is this, that this tweet's out there for everybody in the know, which is pretty much everybody on my channel, unless you're brand new, right? 33, we all know the significance of 33 in Freemasonry, 1/3 of the fallen angels, 33 believed to be the age that Jesus Christ was crucified. 33 days until President Trump is back in the White House. Jim Jordan didn't tweet it at 32 days, 31 days, 40 days, 41 days. Had to be 33 days, right? And then Elon Musk has to retweet it by saying, absolutely, this bill should not pass. A new bill that isn't an insane crime against the American people should be done in 33 days. That's right. Counting down your 33 right in front of you because, of course, they know that the MAGA supporters, it's very easy to work them into a psychosis because they have sane idea. They're thinking sanely when it comes to kids castrating themselves and, seeing the government overreach. They don't realize they've been baited into this whole thing. So, of course, they're going to refuse to believe that the signs and symbols are right in front of them, like 33 and Freemasonry, right? It's too much for them to actually grasp. Here's another one that they're doing to psychologically work the MAGA audience. Look at this. State Department Censorship Office revived a new spending bill. A controversial State Department office is accused of funding censorship, right? Elon Musk tweets, they want to spend your money on censoring you, right? Meanwhile, anybody out there that is not left or right that posts on Twitter gets censored, okay? If you talk about the synagogue of Satan on Twitter, bye. If you talk about anything that's anti-Trump for the most part, you'll probably get thrown up, but I doubt it because they want you to stay in the left-right paradigm. That's the key to not getting censored. Stay in it, right? Of course, the conservatives pretend like Tucker Carlson, oh my gosh, I got censored. I'm censored by Fox. I'm censored. I'm only making a couple $100 million a year, right? And everybody knows me and I'm plastered over every platform. They pretend to be censored. Russell Brand, pretend to be censored, right? Censorship is having to rebrand yourself. Censorship is getting thrown in a prison cell, never to be heard from again. What they go through is not actual censorship, but they want everyone out there to feel like they are censoring any conservative speech. So this is working people 101, is it not? They want to spend your tax dollars on censoring you, right? So everyone's getting irritated, right? This bill that you would never have heard about if Elon Musk didn't tweet it out every single 5 minutes, right? Here's another one. We got the 1,500-page, not so clean bill last night, and he says this bill should not pass. This is an outrage. He just retweets it every hour, right? And if you understand psychological operations, this is what it is. This is it 101. They know that you're watching what he's tweeting, right? He mixes in between his tweets about how the government's overreaching, the government needs to be stopped, shut the government down, they're wasting your money. So you're like, yeah, he's a champion for us. In between that, what's he talking about? Neuralink and Skynet, aka Starlink, right? Those are the things that he's talking about while mixing this in, and nobody sees it. Nobody pays attention because they're in a psychosis. And mind control is working very, very well on these people, right? Again, with the bill, every hour. Please call your elected representatives. Get on the phone with these people. Tell them how you feel. They're trying to get a bill passed today while no one's paying attention, right? But what's the natural response going to be? People are going to be irate when they hear these things. This is why 20 years ago, nobody would hear this stuff, and they wouldn't air it on the news. They know that social media is the psychosis, right? That everyone's stuck inside of. They think that it's the real world. How many people do you see posting pictures of themselves, but you know them in real life, and they're nothing like what they post? Almost everyone, right? How many of the true crime shows do you see where you see the same formulated picture of the couple, and they go, well, they were the perfect couple. Oh, they were the perfect couple on social media because everybody's fake, right? Everyone's in a psychosis. They see how everybody else behaves, so they decide they need to go to Sears and take a picture for Christmas of everybody dressed in the same costume, right? Everyone wearing Christmas pajamas, thinking it's cute, but it's really manufactured behavior. Then they're posting it on social media. See how it works? You're probably thinking to yourself right now, oh, right, I have seen that on my social media. I do have a friend that does that, right? Are they really like that in real life? Well, probably not. That's how they manufacture behavior. Social media is part of the psychosis. So he continues to work people. He talks about government expenses, overspending. Vivek Ramaswamy, however you say his name, continues to work with him, tweeting these things out. Of course, don't you understand where this is going? You might be saying, well, where are you going with this? Well, what do you think the solution is? They're telling you that these bills are getting passed that you're paying for and no one's reading it, right? Well, guess who could read it in milliseconds? Guess who could read a 2,000-page bill and assess it? artificial intelligence, right? And what is going on with the World Economic Forum and the Bilderberg? What is the New World Order built on? What is the Tower of Babel reborn built on? It's built on artificial intelligence, right? You probably have not heard that from your Ben Shapiro's, your Benny Johnsons that sit there and play into the things that you want to hear about crazy men who are dressing up as women and playing in soccer games and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They talk about that stuff, right? And it gets you all worked up because they're letting insanity run amok, right? But they don't talk about what's actually discussed about the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, and all the things that they discussed there, right? They ever tell you what it actually is? It's AI governance, okay? They're convincing you of being on board with AI governance without you even realizing it. They're pretending to be opposed to the World Economic Forum, even though Trump's attended, Musk has attended. Musk was just at an event with Klaus Schwab 2 months ago, wearing a bow tie standing next to him. We're supposed to believe that they're not friends. They're not aligned with one another. He's only the definition of when you think of a billionaire, you think of Elon Musk, do you not? He's pretty much one of the richest people on earth, if not the richest, right? So you get these guys constantly telling you about all the incompetency of the government. And it doesn't mean that they're not incompetent. The real solution is removing these corrupt people who were never voted in the first place and replacing them with people who would work for the people. That means they don't have to be billionaires or millionaires to get on the ballot. That means you could run, your neighbor could run. And that also means that your vote would actually be counted, which means there would have to be something where everybody could see it so they know that it's actually being counted accurately. Not just the news telling you who wins this or who wins that, right? But that's too much thinking for everybody. They say the news is fake. They don't trust the media. But who tells you the outcome of the election? Oh, the media does, right? Oh, that's how it works. You don't actually have to see anybody voting, right? You just take their word for it of who wins because it's fake. It's not real. And the real solution would be what I just said. But that's not what's going to occur. They're acting incompetent. They've been acting incompetent. They've been telling you that they're pissing on your money. You're sending it to Ukraine. They're giving it to people so they get transition surgeries, all deliberately. Why? Because they want you so fed up that when they present you the solution, which is less government, you say yes. But you don't realize that the solution is AI governance. But they'll tell you all great stories about how artificial intelligence read through that bill in 5 minutes. 5 seconds. And this is what it found. And it'll give you all the talking points, right? Then Elon will text it out. He'll tweet it out. He'll put all the bullet points. He'll say, this is what Grok did, or whatever app they decide that is going to be the one doing it in government, right? And he'll say, look, it pulled out all these bullet points. Good thing we ran it through the AI. And what did the AI tell us? Well, the AI told us that they were going to censor free speech. The AI said they were going to lock up people who are Christian, right? They'll gaslight everybody. They'll work everybody. And they'll be like, thank goodness for AI. Because otherwise, these clowns would have pushed it through because they don't even read it. They show up barely ever in Congress. And this is why we're in the mess that we're in, right? That's why Elon Musk has pinned on his account, America's for you, the beloved people. So he could psychologically work you and pretend that he's an elected representative and pretend that he's working for you. And Donald Trump coming out and saying he's not going to pass this bill either. Keep in mind that they're not even in power yet, right? They're just putting pressure on the people in power that they better not pass it. And I guarantee you, moving forward with these types of bills, maybe it'll happen with this one. They're going to run these things through AI. Tell you that AI picked out the bullet points. This is the biggest problem. Let me go off here for a second. This is the biggest problem with these people that they don't get. They don't even realize that AI is programmed, right? So it all goes down to the person programming it. So what are you telling me? AI governance? Well, if Trump programs it, you're on board. If he puts all this stuff in that's hateful against trans and all this other stuff, oh, you're on board with it, right? Oh, but in 4 years, when there's another fake election and AI governance is established, what do you think is going to happen? What happens in 4 years they put Michael Obama in office, right? Because Trump can't run again, right? Say they put Michael Obama in 4 years. They've already put in this AI governance. They told you how great it is for 4 years, how it stopped censorship. It's done this. Oh, but now the Dems are in power. Now the Dems are going to reprogram that AI governance. And all of a sudden, they don't even have to tell you anything. All of a sudden, you just try to log into your account. You can't get in because you don't have a digital ID. You put in one word in a post, it automatically gets deleted, right? Because that's what the future is if we allow AI governance. And really, it's going to come down to not anyone giving the approval of this. They're just going to do it, right? But they're making sure you're not outraged by it. So they're going to play into conservatives early on with this so that they're on board. Like, this is great. This is great. We just fired. I'm sure you hear stories about how they're firing representatives that you hate, right? They'll fire Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz. They'll fire some of the AOC. Oh, they've been replaced by AI because they're useless. They're wasting tax money. Everyone will be on board, right? Part of the reason they've introduced these characters to you over the last 4 years, these incompetent fools, right? Playing the role of incompetent fools, right? So they'll play into you and you'll be like, good, they're replaced and we're saving money and my taxes are going down, right? So without even realizing it, they're putting AI in without your consent, but your consent is not stopping it. That's where your consent is. If we don't stop it, that's consenting to it. If people don't come forward and say, this is illegal, nobody signed up for this, then we're just really willingly allowing it if we do nothing about it. And that's what the point is, right? That's the point. Your consent through your vote, your consent through doing nothing via compliance, right? So that's where we're headed here. Watch. The stories will come out. These bills are getting run through AI. Oh, that's great. AI picked out all these bad things and it stopped it from actually happening, right? Little by little over the next 4 years, if we're even here in 4 years, you'll start hearing more and more, less and less government, better tax returns for you, okay. Then it's established. Once it's established in place, then all of a sudden they have the full control mechanism. Then they could really crank it. Then all of a sudden you go, like I said, you go into your accounts and all this other stuff and you're not allowed in. You're not allowed to say things. The police show up at your door if you tweet something. That's what it's headed towards. AI control. Nobody realizes it's the program. AI is programmed. Okay? So it's all about the person programming it. So now conservatives be like, yeah, it's great. Elon Musk, we like him. Why do you like him? He's trying to put a brain chip in people. We like him because he jumped on stage and put his arms up in the air with Donald Trump, and they're butt buddies. They're next to each other every single day. So we like him now. Do you know what he stands for? Do you know what he said in the past? Do you know that he wants everybody to have equal income? Huh? Do you know that he wants everyone to take literally what most of us could perceive as the mark of the beast? Do you know that he's been a Democrat his whole life? Do you know that he's been an atheist his whole life? Oh, well, you forget those things now. Nah, he's changed. Oh, he's changed. Just like Trump's changed. Because it's too difficult for these people to actually think on their own. It's too scary for them. So they're just going to roll the dice with these people as they strip us of our rights. And these are the stories. They've built this up. There's a reason over the last couple of years they've talked about over and over Congress battling and threatening shutdowns, right? Because they're going to tell you that there won't be government shutdowns with AI governance. Everything will run smoothly. There'll be no bickering. Everything will be fair for all, black or white, gay or straight. Yep, deception's coming. It's coming right in front of you. Think this guy's tweeting this stuff out every 5 minutes mixed in with Neuralink tweets and Starlink tweets by accident? Because he's not even sending them out. This is all pre-programmed. The AI is sending this stuff out because they know how to keep you in a psychosis. And guess what? They got the majority of people in one already. I thank you for being here. Hope you're all well. God bless you and your families as always.